Hello, everyone. My name is Tanya Pass. I am the senior pastor at Brighton Rock AME Zion Church in Portsmouth, Virginia. And today I come to share with you that we are pleased to announce our partnership with the Virginia Department of Health in the fight against COVID 19. We, along with you, are aware of the effects of COVID 19 and the effects that it's had in our Hampton Roads community and globally. So, we are partnering with like minded individuals and organizations to join in the fight with us. We will be providing informational forums and workshops throughout this year. And so I want you to share with you a little bit later on about what those dates would be. But I just want to share with you some of the things that we're going to actually be doing. We're going to have informational forums that are virtually. We're going to provide vaccination clinics with partnering agencies. And we want to prevent the future spread of COVID 19. We're going to talk about sharing some information on dispelling some myths about COVID 19. The clinics, we want to have as many people vaccinated, fully vaccinated as possible, and in it to increase those number of people. And today, we have some very special guests that's going to share with us some information that's going to be helpful for you and for your family. So, I have for today Miss Avanti Allen Benson, who is the Population Health Manager with the Portsmouth Health Department, and she will be joining us, as well as Deborah Carlos, also known as Deb the Doula, and she is the CEO of Earthside Doula Services. And we have Deirdre Sanderlin, who is the CEO of Plan D Events, and also Miss Fran English, who is a retired professional nurse and also the Norfolk District president of the Women's Homes and Overseas Missionary Society. So let's welcome them as they join in a conversation about COVID 19.
Hi. Sorry, my mute. So we all know that people are still hesitant about getting the vaccination. So what is the importance of being vaccinated?
I'll answer. It's very important. Right now, there is no cure for COVID-19, and the vaccine is the best method of prevention. Because you receive the vaccine does not mean that you will not receive COVID, but studies have shown that the symptoms are less severe as opposed to people who are developing COVID without the vaccine. We're finding that more hospitalizations now are stemming from the unvaccinated population. More people have died because they did not receive the vaccine. So, right now, the vaccine is the best method of prevention.
Do you recommend getting the booster?
Yes. And that's with any vaccine. Vaccines aren't new. We've had vaccines since, I'm not even going to tell you how old I am, but I have a scar on my arm where I have my vaccine. But there are some vaccines where you need a booster because with time it wears off, or that extra dose gives you that boost to fully immune you.
Right. So what are some of the myths that come with the vaccination? Why do people not want to get it?
Well, historically, there's a distrust with the health system and especially public health. And that stems back from the Tuskegee experiment. And I tell people, do your homework, know your history. They did not withhold medication with the experiment. They didn't give them something with the Tuskegee experiment. They withheld the medication. Then I hear that, oh, they developed that too fast. But
Right.
what people don't realize, when you drive by EVMS or any teaching college that has a medical school, there are folks in that lab that are working. So this had already been they've been working on this for a while. So it just so happened that the stars aligned and the vaccine was appropriate for COVID.
Right. So what are some of the common threads that go with the vaccine?
And even with the trends we hear, the myths we hear, oh, I don't know what's gonna happen. I've had 2 doses and a booster. I haven't grown a third head. Um, my eyesight is still good. My appetite is, look at me, my appetite is still good. I have not had any health challenges. Now, with anything, there are side effects.
Right.
With it, you can take an aspirin and
And has the side effects. Yeah.
Okay, I would like to ask you, could you tell me what
have
would
a reaction.
I would like to ask you if you could tell me what are the top three things that you would like to share about COVID-19 to us, that the top three points you want us to remember?
In Portsmouth alone, over 19,000 people being diagnosed with COVID and over 256 deaths. There across the country, there's a million of people who have developed COVID. So COVID is real. Get the vaccine, wear your mask. And that one is controversial right now. But keep your mask on if you're in public, because you may not have any symptoms with COVID, which is called asymptomatic, but that person next to you still may develop COVID because you are positive.
So they were saying that the mask, the cloth mask that people are wearing, the fancy ones that they get designed, they're saying that those aren't effective anymore as far as the transmission of the virus. Is that
Right.
true?
According to the studies, that is true. They're suggesting that you do the N95. Well, in order for you to have an N95, you have to be fit tested. But they do have the KN95.
Okay.
And I tell people what I do. I still wear my fancy mask, but there's an insert where you can put the filter. So using those filters are just as effective. Well, I'm going to say they're effective because you do have a double layer of protection.
Okay. Okay. So where do you know where we could get the N95 mask?
The KN95, you can go online to order those. Some of the stores have them. I know some of the hardware stores have them.
Okay.
So pretty much now you can find the mask.
Okay. Okay. And where could you get vaccinated? Where are some locations where you can get vaccinated?
The vaccine is everywhere. Now, specifically for Portsmouth, you can always come to the Portsmouth Health Department. We do vaccines on Tuesdays all day. We do them in the morning from 8 a.m. until 11, and then again at 12:30 to 3 p.m. And we try to make sure that we have the resources in the city where the people need them. If you have transportation and you have flexibility, you can always go to Norfolk, to Military Circle Mall. They have the community vaccination center there, and that is open 6 days a week.
Is the booster shot also offered?
Yes, and also the local pharmacies, your CVS, Rite Aids, your Harris Teeter, your Walmarts, your grocery stores, they all have the vaccine as well, and the boosters.
Okay, I do have one more question. For the people who get vaccinated and they have some sort of reaction to it, they are not recommended to get the booster shot. What would you say to those individuals?
That's a matter, we recommend that you get the 2, and if you have the right amount of time, the 6 months, 5 or 6 months has passed, we recommend that you get it so that you're fully vaccinated and you have that extra booster.
Okay.
Now, I recently, there are a couple of transplant patients that I know who've gotten a 4th dose. Yes. Okay. And that's because they have a relationship with their medical provider.
Okay.
One thing with COVID, making sure that you continue that relationship. And I know this is sort of off the topic, but there's so many people who have not received their screenings that they need because of COVID.
Right.
So continue to make your appointments. Some physicians are doing virtual, some are still doing in person. So making sure you have that relationship with your physician. If you have questions or hesitancy, talk with your physician. I do know one person, well, I take that back. I know two people whose doctors recommend that they do not get the vaccine. And that's because of a health condition that they have
Mm-hmm.
where it's not recommended. That's different than you just deciding, I don't know enough about this. Ask questions. And I'm going to be honest. 2 years ago, when this first started, I was like, I'm going to wait a little while. I need to find out what's going on. When that booster came out, well, excuse me, the vaccine came out, I was one of the first people in line. But I talked to two physicians. Then I spoke with the young lady who, in her 20s, they broke it down for me and explained the process, told me about the people in the lab who were developing the vaccine. It's not like they did it overnight. COVID came out in March and they worked from March to January to get that vaccine. That's not what happened. So they explained what happened, what goes into the vaccine, the process, and I understood it. So I was able to make a decision. Yes, I want the vaccine.
You think this is going to be something that we would have to do yearly, like the flu shot?
That I don't know. I don't have enough information, and I'm not clinically trained.
Okay.
But if it's something that I have to do, yes, because I get the flu shot every year.
Okay.
Not to say that I like needles, but
I don't think
love
anybody
life.
really likes needles. We're just trying to do what we need to do to keep ourselves healthy.
Exactly. And I want to keep my family safe and healthy.
Absolutely.
I have a mission.
Spread the word. Get people vaccinated. I see Deidre is here. Miss Fran, wow.
I have a question to ask. I know you gave the hours, like at Portsmouth Health Department, for to get the vaccine, and also about going to Norfolk. I need to know, like, with people who have children, those hours, are they special hours for pediatric patients, or can they just come in at that time?
With the military circle hours,
Yes.
All ages, 5 and above. If your child is 5, you can come to the health department. And actually, what we've been doing with Portsmouth Public Schools, we've been going to certain schools in neighborhoods so that parents don't have to say, oh, I have to go across town. Tomorrow night, we're going to be, for instance, we're going to be at Churchland Academy. And that will be from 3:30 to 7:30 p.m. And that's strictly for the children. So they will be offering the Pfizer. Right now, the Pfizer vaccine is the only one that's been approved for the 5 to 11-year-olds.
Okay.
And so I have one more question about that. I know you said you will be at a school tomorrow night. Do you all post that regular on your Facebook page? Your parents were looking to get that information, like
yes, ma'am.
Take their child.
Yes, we posted on our social media page, our Facebook page, Portsmouth Health Department. Like our page, follow us. And also we work closely with Portsmouth Public Schools and their media and marketing department. They are awesome. They get the information out to the schools. We work with parent liaisons. So we send the information out. Plus we send it to our community partners, the churches, the faith-based community. I can say that the faith-based community within the city of Portsmouth has been key to the success that we've had with our events. If we don't name any other organization, the faith-based organizations have been key. There are a lot of pastors, they want the community to be healthy. They're following the guidelines. They're calling for information. Do we need to do this in the sanctuary? Do we need to do that? Do we need to come back? In some churches, they've gotten to the point now, they follow CDC guidance. They don't even call us. They'll say, and a couple of weeks ago, there are a couple of churches that went back to virtual. because the numbers were rising.
And I have one more question too. Okay. I know you were talking about the KN95 mask, and I
Yes.
know President Biden has said that he was going to have them distributed like to some health
Mhm.
facilities plus pharmacy. Do you know if the Portsmouth Health Department are going to be getting those masks to distribute out? You know,
That is the $1 million question. We have received so many calls, but as of today, we have not received anything. But
okay.
once we do, we will be doing that.
And I have made suggestions, and I'm just asking you. I know they were saying like the N95 masks are the best things, to get, but I have told people if they cannot get them to use their masks that they were using, but to double up on them when they went out. That would be that's a,
Now, have double up because I know there are a lot of people that have maybe 20 masks.
yeah.
When we started out, I had to have my mask to go with my outfit. What I do now, if I don't, I normally, because it was getting to the point where my face was breaking out, and I have so much respect now for surgeons and doctors who have to wear those masks. And if you have a in-depth surgery that's 12, 13 hours, they have those masks on all day. It's become a way of life now. So what I do, I've gone back to wearing two masks. I'll put on two surgical masks. Or if I only have one surgical mask, I'm going to have another mask on top of it. So yes, you can wear if you don't have those KN95s, and there are going to be a lot of people who don't have them, because this guidance is changing daily. This is something new. We've never lived, well, I know I haven't, through a pandemic before. So things change. As soon as something we get used to something, something else changes. So yes, wear what you have.
Is there anything else that you want everyone to know about the vaccination or anything related to COVID-19?
Double up. Healthcare provider. And that's one of the challenges we're trying to, not the people who want the vaccine already received the vaccine and they've gotten the boosters. Target audience now, the vaccine hesitant. We need to listen to find out why people don't want that vaccine.
Okay, Miss excuse me, Miss English, did you have any other questions?
Not that I could think of right now. Thank you for that excellent update on what's happening in our community and giving out information so people can be aware of where they can go to
Mhm.
get vaccinated, and also about reiterating again the necessity of wearing masks.
Yes.
Yes, thank you, Miss Avanti. We just want to show you how that we appreciate you for coming on our platform to spread the word about COVID-19. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I want to thank you all for including the Portsmouth Health Department.
Absolutely.
Brighton Rock is leading the pack right now. You all are what gets us to the next level. I know people are tired of hearing the medical professionals now. I'm not clinically trained. My degree is in English and mass communications. So you don't have to worry about me sticking you with the needle. We haven't got to that point yet. But we can't do this by ourselves. We need our community partners, and you all are doing that. So thank you. We cannot say thank you enough.
Thank
Thank you. And on
thank
that note, we're going to turn the floor back over to Reverend Paz.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Once again, I extend a hearty thank you to Miss Ivanti, and thank you, Deborah, and to Miss Fran for helping us to navigate this conversation. And to our audience, hopefully, we've said something today that's answered some of your COVID-19 related questions. If not, please put them in the chat. on our Facebook page or our YouTube channel. I want to share with you some dates that are coming up, and we'll be able to answer some of those questions in our future sessions. So on February the 17th at 1 p.m., you'll be able to join us again virtually. And also on April the 27th at 1 p.m. And then again on May 19th. So all throughout the year, we're going to have sessions that is going to be around COVID-19 issues. And so please follow us on our Facebook page, Brighton Rocks Fight Against COVID-19. And that's Brighton Rocks FAC19. You can also find us on our YouTube page, and that's BROC FAC19. Find us. Join us in the fight against COVID-19. Take care, and I'll see you again.